Uh, Here we go.
It's time for Ink the Book Show with your host, Ryan O'Connor. And now, let's ink the book.
Hello. I'm back to inking comics today. Again, like I did yesterday. Starting a new page. I got nothing to say other than I'm busy because I'm trying to prep these page. Oh man, this can't be. All my stuff, I swear to the Lord, is always giving me trouble. And I tightened this stuff before, well, at least yesterday, I tightened it before the show. And the second I turned it back on me, or no, back on the art, it was loose yesterday. So I had to figure out a new setup or get a new crane thingy. Okay. I'm getting super busy because I'm trying to prep I'm trying to squeeze in time to prep these pages for the first floppy comic. Not these pages, but the ones I did earlier in the month. So the first 22 pages and some other material like from the beginning of the book. So that's my new plan, is while I'm making the graphic novel, I'm going to be putting together floppies of like 24 page chunks of the book to kind of like just have something to show for it, even though that's going to be like adding a bit more work to my load. It's not maybe it'll be a little more gratifying. Maybe I won't feel like I'm not doing anything, because it's kind of silly telling people that, oh, I'm working on this big old project, and nobody sees anything. There's like nothing to show. Well, it just feels like I'm standing in place. So, yeah. I'm trying to put together. I was going to go get these pages, the pages scanned today, but I still have some cleanup to do, and everything's taking me forever. And I'm being perhaps irresponsibly loyal to Inktober. It's like every one of them. It used to be that I would just throw it down in a couple hours, and I feel like they're taking me so long to first come up with something. Second of all, draw. I don't know why. I used to be able to just throw down a drawing once I got the idea in my head, and lately, the past few months, I don't know what it is. It's like every time I can't quite get out what I'm trying to get out until I like. It's like I really have to work at it to do what I'm trying to do. At the same time, I'm really trying not to let it eat up too much of my day, because it's the least of my worries in a lot of ways. It's just I'm a little. It's like an OCD thing. Like I don't want to miss a day. Yesterday I was like 2 minutes late posting it because I had to do this show, and then I came back and finished it. But it's like I don't want to miss a day. I want to usually I try to keep the quality on it as best I can. I drew today's like 4 times before I was happy with something. Oh, but so today's was Helmet, and look, here's my drawing. I did some zombies attacking a football player, but he's saved by the helmet because this guy's trying to eat his brains. So I was coming up with this idea, and for the drawing, and I don't know. I got this really cool character idea. I think I only just was trying to figure out what he looked like. I like this drawing right here. That was the first one I really liked. And here I was trying to draw him in different poses real quick. But like I said, I had to like keep moving. But I got this idea that I really like about a like a football playing kid. Like to the point, I liked the idea so much. I'm wondering if that should be my next book. Because I've talked about it on here a lot. I'm only 29 pages into inking this story, but I'm trying to think of the next book I'm gonna do because I want to start writing the next book. So it's ready to start drawing and planning the visuals for the next one once I finish this one. And I really I feel like what I came up for doing today's Inktober was a really good nugget to kick off a story. So I think I'm going to explore that a little bit. And it's kind of a bummer that I haven't been able to crack stories on characters I've already established. But this one, I think it really sparked my imagination, and I think it's a good idea. So I think I'm going to chase that one. But yeah, otherwise I am I am trying to make a floppy of the first pages of this book, which Bonehead himself is not in. But he'll be represented in the floppy. I have to do some new artwork for like the wraparound material of the book. Like I'm gonna do a cover for it and some interior work. And what else? Then I'll have to letter it and everything once I get them scanned. It's gonna be black and white, so I'm not gonna color it. I just wanna do like quick black and white edition floppies of these pages as I go along to kind of just have something tangible to show for all this, something that people can pick up. And I'm just gonna do, like, I think just one printing of these black and white floppies, and then if people want to buy them, I'll post them somewhere online, and you can get them, and they'll be kind of like collector's items-y things once I make the graphic novel. Once the whole project's done, so they'll be just like a little special. They're going to be like little special edition black and white chapters of the book. Now, it wasn't written to be floppies, so the first one doesn't have Bonehead in it, but I'm gonna write like a little intro for the beginning of it to explain that this is not the main character of the story or something. But and then I don't know how the rest of the book is going to lend itself to 24-page segments, but I'm gonna try and box it into shape for floppies however I can. So that's what we're doing. What is that? Oh, I think it's the cord. Okay. So on the last page, it finishes with Bonehead talking about his future plans. He's got big ideas for himself, and he's talking to his buddies, and he's like, "Yep, everything's gonna be different now." And then he's sleeping in the very next day. He's talking about how he's bettering himself, and he's still a screw up. Okay. So. Oh, tomorrow. I gotta try and cram all kinds of stuff in tomorrow now. But tomorrow, my family is throwing a birthday party for me. My birthday was on Monday. It was the 11th. So I get to go see my family, my nieces and nephews, my brothers and sisters. I'm the oldest of 7. I understand there's going to be a fire pit. I don't know if the weather is going to permit that. It's been, I mean, tonight's not bad, but I know it's been gloomy a lot lately, rainy. Because I've been cleaning up pages as I'm messing stuff up. I'm just hyper aware of it. Does that look like an alarm clock to you? Beep, 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 says the alarm clock. Okay, now we've got Bonehead down here. So 8:55, and that's to suggest that he's got 5 minutes to get to work. Like he works a regular 9 to 5 job. I think normally I would have put cuffs on the sleeves of this shirt, but I think I was just trying to make it distinguishable from his regular work shirt. Because it's pajamas. He's wearing pajamas. He's in bed. See, I drew one there. I see that, and I erased it. Yeah, I think that's what I was trying to do. Mm-hmm. So I was saying yesterday, I tried this Speedball ink for the first time. Let me show you. I got this gigantic 32-ounce bottle of Speedball ink. This is going to last me probably the rest of the book. I would think. Got about 200 pages to go. See, if I didn't do these floppies, it would be forever before I had anything to show for it, you know what I mean? I've got 200 pages to do yet. Comic book on the floor. I turned the angle on it because it didn't look like it was naturally on the floor. This is a pretty clean page. I see. I'm seeing a couple things I might want to change here as I continue. I was thinking there wasn't a lot, but there might be. Let's see. Yeah, so so doing a birthday party tomorrow. I'm gonna have to do an Inktober. Let me see right now what tomorrow's Inktober prompt is, because I've been trying to like get idea. I try to do it the day of. Like that's the OCD part of it. It's like I have to do the prompt, the official Inktober prompt. I have to do it the day of, and and it has to be kind of, I generally try to put my best effort into it. I said right after like seeing some that I don't think that about. Compass. Okay, so I gotta come up with something for compass. So I have to do an Inktober tomorrow. I wanna do these, clean up some of these pages. I'd really like to clean up the rest of them tomorrow and get down to the library and try and scan them in. See, I've never been to this library since I've lived here, so I applied for a what do you call it, library card yesterday, and so I'll have to like bring in identification and stuff and mail, I believe, to get it official, and then hopefully they have like a scanner that I can use. Oh man, I would not be surprised if it turns out they don't. But one of these like the one I used to live by, I'm pretty sure they do or would. But I can't. I don't know. I'll if I need to. One way or another, I'm gonna get this book scanned very soon. I mean, those pages very soon, and it's probably how I'm gonna do the whole book, is just do chunks, wherever, at a time. When I was a younger man, not knowing where I was going to scan pages like these would have been enough to stop me from making the project. And I think that's I think that's true for a lot of artists. But it's getting these pages scanned is obviously within the realm of possibility, so I'm not worried about it enough to stop me. I'm making this book. Tea. Oh, you know what? Continue this. So I think there's a leg. Here's the shadow. Yeah. But I can't make sense of this. Could be because it doesn't make sense. It should be parallel. Consarn it. Oh, I don't know. I just don't know, fellas. Girl fellas. Boy fellas alike. I don't know. I'll let myself decide how much that bugs me when I'm cleaning it up. I'll get out a ruler and stuff. I can't even wrap my head around how that's wrong. Oh, so yes. Oh, I was saying yesterday I got out, or I broke into that Speedball ink for the first time, and with this Winsor Newton brush, oh, it's like inking with a cloud. So if you're trying to do something like this, get yourself good tools. is my first bit of advice for any aspiring comic maker. Get good tools. It will make all the difference in the world. You have to spend a little more. But you got to start taking your art career seriously and investing in good tools. It's that's going to be the first thing. Like, I've been using that last bottle of ink as long as I've been inking, and I had no idea that my ink was fighting me so badly this whole time. I mean, it was the same when I started using this brush. I started using this at the top of the book, and I was inking with some like garbage brushes from some cheap brushes from Hobby Lobby. And once I switched to this, it was like a night and day difference. I had no idea how much of a harder time I was putting on myself not using a good brush. Like I say, right now I'm using a $24 brush, and the ink is not even that expensive. I don't think. It was a 32-ounce bottle for $15, and that's, like I say, that's gonna last me for the rest of this book. And that's a lot of that. That will go a long way. That's going to last me a long time. Look, I only pour a bottle cap of ink per page, and oftentimes I dump a little bit back into the bottle when I'm done. Most days I do. So the ink isn't that expensive. The brushes, I understand, are a little hard to hit buy on at first, but these are good brushes, and a lot of artists I know use them, and they always cite Bill Watterson, the creator of Calvin and Hobbes, as being why they go to them, first of all, but also it's a really strong product. So it's a Winsor & Newton Series 7 Kolinsky Sable brush. This is number 2. I alternate between 2 and 3 mostly. I have some other size ones, but I haven't used them yet. But this is kind of like my go-to brush size. So. And lately, I was complaining. I was finishing up my bottle of it was like a Hobby Lobby brand ink that I've been using heretofore. And just yesterday, I was at the end of it, right? End of the bottle. But I was complaining in that video that my brush was having such a hard time keeping its point. And I mean, it was like the past couple weeks I was having a hard time doing that. And then I'd try another brush, or I would I don't know, it was just giving me a lot of trouble. You know what here's another continuity error that I made on myself. There's a chord here that I kind of sort of drew. No chord here. I'll white that out in a little bit. I'm going to go with no chord because it would be obnoxious to drag it through here. This panel. It's only in these two panels, so I don't have to stress about it. Okay, so tomorrow I gotta do an Inktober. I don't even know what I'm gonna do for compass. Ooh, I kind of have an idea. Okay. But I want to bust through as many pages as I can. I would like to finish prepping pages to be scanned and get down to that library. Hopefully they have what I need. I haven't been there. But, they're resource centers. They're supposed to, most of them have all kinds of stuff for resource or for stuff like that. Anyway, I'd like to at least get all the. And I bought a carrying case for chunks of pages, so I can travel with them comfortably. It's like $10. So that's stuff I want to do. I want to do a show if I can, but I have this birthday party for me tomorrow. They're going to be annoyed with me if I don't show up. But if I've got to put off, I don't want to put off a page. Let me see what tomorrow's page is. Or should be. It's not wouldn't be the fastest page to do, but it wouldn't be the slowest, I don't think. Yeah, so far my experience with this ink is it just feels wonderful using it. I feel like I've unlocked a secret of the universe. This is what I will use from now on. And that's kind of like what I keep discovering the more I lean into my art. It's like I start buying new products and things, and then I'm like, oh, I thought I was using the best thing. And I was using trash the whole time. It's keeping my point really well. It just feels so smooth. I'm like just a little in awe of how comfortable it is using this ink. But now I've been saying all week there's a chance I'm bouncing back and forth between topics, like just two topics I'm going back and forth on. But I have been saying all week that I may not be able to do a show tomorrow. So not that anybody's hanging on to what I'm doing or promising with this channel. I promise to be half locust man, half Girl Scout when I return tomorrow at noon. I do declare. I do declare. Okay. So in the next panel is when things get. I'm just like looking at the next panel and wondering what I'm going to do with the ground in the next panel because I don't like what I settled on. You'll see. One thing I'm seeing with this ink, though, it's very streaky in the black spots. Very streaky, more so than with the other ink, I believe. Or maybe it's just drying faster. I don't know. I mean, you go into your adjustment, or you go into adjust the levels on your art after you scan it, though, and you can't tell in the dark. And I'm not concerned with the page as much as I am what's going to happen to the page after I scan it. Like what the work is going to entail. Like, I mean, I have a bunch of pages. I was just looking through them all. I have a bunch of pages with tea stains all over them. It's like dripped tea all over half of them. I have a page later on in the book that my scanner, the lid of the scanner fell on top of it and punched a hole in it. And I'm not worried about that because when I scan it, like it's all fixable. It's fixable. But I don't want to be sitting on Photoshop for a million hours for each page, So like, I'm trying to just white out any bad lines. Big glaring mistakes, and follow lines through and stuff. As I fix these pages up for scanning them. I'm just trying to like make as little work as I can help for the future. But I mean, if something happens, I'm not too depressed about it. It's like it's all fixable. It's like if I got a coffee stain on it, or a tea stain on a page back in the day, again, it would have been enough to stop me in my tracks and end the whole project. Like I say, I think a lot of artists find reasons to stop very quickly and easily. And a lot of it's laziness, not always. A lot of it's fear of following through. A lot of it's fear of failure. A lot of people just want permission to be successful. I don't know. Like, but my advice would be find reasons to talk yourself, or find ways to talk yourself into something instead of out of things. I need no help being talked out of doing things, out of trying. But what I really need is to find more ways to trick myself into moving forward with stuff that I'm afraid to do, or that I really want to do, but don't know if I've got what it takes. Starting with this, I mean, like, this whole book is me trying to prove to myself that I can do it for once. And it's just getting this far has really turned my work ethic around tremendously. I mean, I've drawn all 235 pages or whatever. Now I just got to ink them. And I got to do the next thing and the next thing. So it's like it's still a never-ending project. Which is another reason I need to make those floppies to... Like, that's the big reason to not just to have something to show people so they don't think I'm full of it, but to kind of show myself I'm not full of it. To show that I'm actually making, to prove to myself that I'm actually making something. I'll have something tangible in my hands. Ooh. Okay, I thought I wasn't on screen for this. So you see this kind of hotel carpet that's kind of like this carpet in his apartment building. I thought I was trying to do some design on there. I'm not going to keep that. I don't know what I'm going to do to make that space work, because I feel like that's a lot of negative space right there. Yeah, don't know, but that's silly. I feel like. Okay, let's get his face in here. Oh, you shrink. I've been doing so good at this. Not this. At what am I about to say? I've been doing such a good job that I'm sorry I'm going to break my streak, but I'm gonna have to pop off screen and go to the bathroom in a little bit. I haven't done that in a long time. It was like every show I was having to break and go to the bathroom for a long time. And then I haven't done it in a while now. Oh, dude. I don't want to be on screen, I guess. I wanted to give him like a little bit of character for this book, I guess. I was just trying to think of ways to make the introduction to the main characters a little more interesting. So like when you first see them, they're golfing fruit off the roof of their apartment building into the city, and then now he's off to work on rollerblades. I don't like golf. I haven't rollerbladed since I was probably like 9. But I just thought it would be a little more, would add some interest and character to these scenes, to the characters. My my roommate made. I don't know if you can or not, but getting foul mouthed at the sports downstairs. Man, here's another thing. These swoops. I don't know if I like these swoops. Of him coming out of his apartment. We'll see. Oh, I was like, what is he even doing with his hands here? He's fastening the snap for his helmet. Oh, man. I put this strap on his face already. Not for an artist. I'm not very observant. No. I mean that kind of is the case, but you know, not every line on the page is a solid. Gotta draw it. So you know, but that is true in my life, though. I am not a very observant visual guy for an artist. So I'll do not the bathroom, and I'm gonna have to, with apologies. I probably said that too low. When I go to the bathroom, with apologies. I'll just put on some crappy music that I made when I was a teenager or something. Just know I'm not a musician, nor was I ever. But it's something to fill my absence with. That's what I was doing before, when I was going to the bathroom all the time. On the show. Okay, black pants. I'll do his pants, then his helmet. Oh, and this skate. I'll finish Bonehead, and then I'm gonna go. But I'll just be a minute. Let's see. I don't get what dimension this skate is in. There we go. See that you could see the top plane of this, but you couldn't see the top plane of that, and I was like, they should be on the same dimension. This helmet. Okay. I was about to cap my brush. Okay, I just want to take a look before I go. Oh, I mean, I will come right back. Just seeing what Facebook and Twitter are doing. Nothing. Okay. So, I'll leave you with this image. I'll leave you with some piece of music. I don't know. Where are we? Okay. And I will be back in a jiffy. And yes, that's the actual ending of that song. But it works. It works with the vocals, I think. Okay. Yeah, you just heard a track called Bastard Radio, and then another one called Backwards Message, and then another one called Morning Aspirin, and then another one called Listless, the instrumental version. I don't remember what Backwards Message is. Oh, why am I jumping down there? Also, I didn't fill in his eyebrows. Okay. So yeah, yesterday when I feel like I started telling this like 3 times already, but I don't know, my brain's like not a good one. But so yeah, yesterday when I first tried this out, I was having so much trouble with my brush, as I had been for weeks with it staying unfrazzled. It was getting, the point would split, and then I couldn't work it back into shape and keep it in shape for a while. I mean, for like longer than, I don't know, 2 minutes. Like I would rinse it out in water. And then try and go back. It would be fine for a little while. And it was like getting to be impossible to work with. But it was like, these are $24 brushes. I know they last longer than this. It's like, and I'm washing them every day. So it can't be the brush. It's got to be something I'm doing. But so yesterday I was having that issue again, and I was like, I was getting frustrated, and then I was out of the original ink I was using, and I switched to this, and all of a sudden, my brush was fine again. And I haven't had any problems with it today. I mean, I've been drawing over an hour at this point. Okay, just looked up and I was like, I don't know if I'm on screen or not. Really. So what do I do about this panel? You know, what if I like he swooped out further? That'd help. I could keep this as a wall. So these are lights, right? kind of a trashy apartment building hallway. This tree really looks like it's fallen over. Help ground it a little bit. Give it a shadow. Kind of toss it this way to counterbalance its lean, I think. I think that helps. Maybe. The light bulb is pointing down, right? I didn't. Okay. Oops. Okay. I think I like this much better. than what I had. I'll put some detail on the floor to some capacity, but it doesn't have to be that big obnoxious pattern. Ugh. Guys, it's amateur hour over here, and I'm trying to white it out while it's still wet. It's, I believe, watching hockey, which can be emotional around here. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I don't know that I want those interior lines at all. No, we'll fix it. I have a better whiteout too, so for that. I'm gonna put a even though it's entirely way too tall for him, a little peephole. Is that good? Does that work? It's like carpet that he's skating on. But it's like that. It's. I'm telling you, it's it's that like apartment building hallway carpet. Okay. And here's his landlord, Ratso. Not a T. I should have heated it up again when I went to the bathroom. I'm looking over a tree-leaf clover that I overlook the tree. I'm looking over. Well, it's actually four-leaf clover. I'm looking over a four-leaf clover that I overlooked before. Oh man, I used to know all the words to that song. One in the... Oh man, I forget. One in the sunshine and one in the rain. One in the something to something the lane. Oh man, I can't remember. To grow in the lane. I gotta look it up. Looking. One leaf is sunshine, the second is rain. Third is the roses that grow in the lane. No need explaining. The one remaining is somebody I adore. I'm looking over a four-leaf clover that I overlooked before. There you have it. I haven't sang that song in like a while. I bet I'm not on camera. Nope, I'm not. Let me move some stuff around. I got a glass on here. I've got all kinds of stuff in my way. A gigantic bottle of ink. Okay. Okay. There's that. Okay, getting all quiet now. So I'm gonna try my damnedest to get a page in tomorrow. And honestly, as you know, I've been doing pages, but this week I should have been a lot more productive than I have been. I've been doing all kinds of stuff, but I should have been way more productive than I have been. I should be able to do a page tomorrow. If you don't see me here tomorrow, just know I'm being slothful and lazy and just a bad person. And next time you see me, I want you to punch me in the gut as hard as you can. Next time you see me in person, that is. If I don't come on tomorrow being October 16th. Oh, my other roommate's home. Her and her friend, I think it's just about every Friday. They get together and they go shopping and go out for dinner. It's really cool. Me and my friend, we always well, he watches like hockey and stuff, and I'll neglect my friendships and hang out in this room and draw cartoons. No, I do try not to neglect my friendships, but be very productive. Also, but it's so often I'm up here drawing a page and I just want to hang out with my friends. And I gotta finish a page at least before I can do that. Sometimes what happens is I finish a page and then everybody else is off to bed. But there are times where I just say, well, I'm not drawing a page, or I'm not doing this whatever such and such art thing right now. I'm gonna go hang out with my buddy. Because you gotta balance. And it's not always they're not always in direct conflict with each other. So I don't mean to imply that they always are, but sometimes, oftentimes it can be. But I try not to let one dominate the other. I need to balance it. I need to make time for my family, who I love. I need to make time for my friends, who I love. I need to make time for art, which I love. And other things like church and stuff like that. I mean, there's a lot of other things I occupy my time with, actually, that also fight for attention in my life, but it's a balancing act, and you have to prioritize. If you have to prioritize, first of all, I have to prioritize this, and make sure I have time for it, and make time for it. Otherwise, there will never be time for it, right? But so what that ends up doing is all my free time I try and dedicate to this. But I also have to dedicate my chunks of my free time to family and friends, and myself even. I don't know. It's important to me not to sacrifice any one thing. Here and there, I may have to sacrifice, like on this day or whatever. This day or that day. This gets sacrificed. This, I might not see my parents this week or something, but I gotta make sure I'm not doing that all the time. Man, I really need to get these new glasses. I went to the eye doctor a couple days ago. And not that these glasses are bad, well, eyesight wise. My prescription's still mostly the same. But this coating that they put on it to like keep it scratch proof or whatever. They always try to push these other coatings on it, like the blue light and then this and then that. I'm like, no, actually, can I opt out of the scratch proof coating as well? Because once I've had a pair of glasses for a while, that scratch-proof coating always starts scratching off, and then my glasses get all scuffed. And they're like, yeah, well, you can't. Oh, I didn't do something up here. I didn't do the background. They're like, you can't be wiping your glasses off with your shirt, or even use water to clean them. I'm like, really? All this space age stuff that they that they give you options for, with your lenses and stuff, and they're still that fragile. The where wiping them down with your t-shirt or with water is what harms them. What harms this space age scratch-proof coating? But I was like, yeah, can I not get the scratch-proof coating on it? And they're like, no, we don't offer them that way anymore. I'm like, Because people were being too careful to not leave them face down on their dressers and stuff, and people weren't scuffing up their glasses enough. So they made the scratch-proof coating mandatory, and they made that just as fragile as anything. Or made your glasses as fragile as ever. No, I will say, usually that doesn't happen until I've had a pair of glasses for a while anyway, so far. I can't wait. These glasses have been bugging me since I got them because I didn't realize when I got them, but I think they were made for a wider man's head, or a wider-headed man, that is. And they kind of bow out, and then lately I've been adjusting them so they kind of bow in a little bit, but they kind of stick out a different funny way behind my ears. And then but also it was making them kind of snug on my face, which was nice, but then lately, I don't know, they just keep sliding down my face again. Not again, but they were snug, but now it's loose. I think from adjusting them so much because they kind of weren't staying, I guess, the way I kept them. I don't know. I'm just annoyed with these frames. I'm over them. I am ready for my new ones. Bonehead, you owe me rent. It's 9 o'clock. Bonehead. Oh, Bonehead. Nine o'clock. Where am I? Oh yeah. No, where am I? Boom. Okay. Bonehead. Bonehead. Um, and this door behind him doesn't look right to me. Ooh, that's like in the middle of this door. Exit. That's the ground. I'm being real fussy. I'm dead silent. Sorry. It's almost like I'm trying to listen to what my roommates are talking about downstairs, but first of all, I'm not picking up a single word. Second of all, I'm not all that interested in what they're talking about anyway. Which I can't tell what it is, so how would I even know? No tea. What a conundrum to be in. I have a warm beer over there. Usually I don't like to drink when I'm drawing, but it kinda might help me kind of stay focused. You know what I mean? But I think I'm just gonna be okay. I mean, it's not because it's warm. I'll drink like a boiling hot beer if I have to, if that's what's available. But I think I'm fine. It's like I don't need soda cold, and I don't need beer cold. I was thinking I was about to say the opposite. Hot, like I thought I was gonna name a cold and a hot drink. No, my tea actually, if it's cold, it's trash. Though I wouldn't pour it out or anything, I would drink it. There are starving children in Africa who would kill for that cold tea. No, you know what I mean, though. I don't like to waste food. It's happened so often where I'm like someone's like, "Nah, I don't want this anymore," and they go to throw it out. I'm like, "Don't throw that out." I'm like, "Fine, you want it?" I was like, "No, not really, but sure, I'll eat it if you're gonna throw it away." I don't know. Just bugs me. It's like, Bonehead, you owe me rent. It's like, checks in the mail, right? So, oh, it better be. Deadbeat. No, he goes, I'll bet it is. Deadbeat. Yeah, I'll bet it is. Yeah, I'll bet it is. Deadbeat. Deadbeat. Deadbeat is such a funny. I think that's a good comedy word. I don't know. People don't really say that so much anymore. I think that's part of why I think it just strikes me as particularly funny. See, normally we're 2 hours in. Normally, my brush would be like done. With the other ink, it would be just too frazzled to work with, and I would have had to rinse the ink out of it with water 3 times by this point. It's the same brush I was using yesterday. Ever since I've used this ink, my brushes just felt so much better. I had no idea that just using a different ink would be so much easier on my hand. It's so much less frustrating to deal with this far in. There might be other kinds of ink too. My problem with this ink is when I look and see the big black areas, it is real patchy. I can really see the strokes. Yeah, you can even see on camera, like it's real. Like my other ink was not that. It's almost like watery looking, like I was painting with watercolor black or excuse me, like I was painting with a watercolor black or something. But like I say, you bring this into Photoshop and adjust the levels on your page, and that problem's gone largely. Or if you threshold it, you adjust the threshold, that's going to bring everything to black or white, and that problem's gone. got Ratso here holding this clipboard. Clipboard. I'm not on screen. What a doofus. Let me move this. Let's see. Yeah, at least the past few weeks. No, I think it's always been the case. By now, my brush would be so fried I could not do these finer details. I would come back in and try with a pen or finish it the next day or something. Oh, by the way, I didn't do thumbnail art for this episode. I didn't do an Adam Carolla commercial. I think I'm gonna not do that stuff for the next little while because I need more time in my day, and that is getting so time consuming. I like doing that stuff, but it is so time consuming and so not necessary right now. So I'll go back to it eventually. It's just like when I'm trying to get these pages prepped, and Inktober, also not necessary, but Inktober is dang rough on me this year. It's really slowing me down. I don't know why, and it's been since before Inktober. I, for some reason, I'm just kind of like having a rough time with my sketchbook drawings. It's getting hard to just throw down ideas. Like I was able to just literally something would pop in my head, and I would just throw it onto the page. And lately, I've been having a hard time doing that. It's like I'll start to draw it, and it's nothing good looking, and I'll have to try like a few times to get a decent looking design together. And sometimes I like this is a weird Inktober for me. Like I feel like they're not. A lot of these drawings are not as satisfying for me as ones I've done in previous years. Maybe it's because I'm trying to make them all kind of Halloween relevant. Maybe that's part of my problem with that, but like I say, my sketchbook drawing has been rough lately. It's been hard for me to draw stuff. It's been hard for me to, I don't know. It hasn't been coming as naturally as it was. I don't know what changed. This door is not this door, if that makes any sense. This door is not this door. It's gone farther down the hallway. Okay. I'm always terrified that I'm not on screen. Half the time when I'm actually worrying about it, I am. Then I won't think about it for half an hour and realize I've been off screen for half an hour. Okay. The wall. Oof. Okay. Hands getting all crampy. We're gonna do this big fat rat, so I can't believe that my ink has not fought with my brush has not fought with me once in almost 2.5 hours. It's like this ink is a miracle. I swear. Get yourself a good brush, get yourself good ink, and like save yourself tremendous grief right away. If you're teaching yourself to ink, start off with the right stuff. I mean, start off with whatever, but when you're working on a project, start off with the good stuff. I started off with a good brush, and I couldn't believe how much easier a time I was having right away. But now that I'm using good ink, wow, and now it's already now as far as pulling lines, it is so much smoother. But like I say, it is less straight black on the page than other stuff, and that does bug me. So I'm wondering if there is something that feels like this that goes on more opaque, that goes on heavier. I may have to continue to play around with inks, but man, this honestly, it is like inking on a cloud with a cloud. It feels so nice. Of course, it's a little harder for me to say that with my hand starting to ache, but that's not the ink's fault at all. I'll tell you that. Here, I'm gonna give myself a little break on the hand because I don't want carpal tunnel in 3 months. Halfway through this book. Just do little stretches. Just change up your motion, the motion in your hand. So here, what is it? Just like a tent your fingers. Turn the wrists. I mean, I don't really need this hand. See what I don't need. One is this. Because it's the repetitive movements that that kind of like give you carpal tunnel. You don't take breaks, and like I say, I've been doing this for 2 hours already today. But it's all subtle. Like I think if I was penciling, or even working with my pens, like my sketchbook drawing, that doesn't bother my hand the same way as inking with a brush does. Like if I did that for 2 hours, you can break up your workday like ink for a while, ink and brush for a while, then go to something where you can ink with a pen or something, that could be enough to change up the emotion for you. Like if you need to keep working, just do a different process, do a different kind of drawing. I mean, if you have different kinds of things to do, different types of work to do, just break it up. Break your day up between those two. But if I just try to keep going and ink with a brush for like 8 hours a day, I'd be in trouble. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm probably not. I feel like I'm saying a lot of incorrect stuff in the middle of what I'm saying, and I'm only giving what I'm saying partial attention. So forgive me if some of that came out very stupid. Ooh. Okay. Math. Like barely on. I'm gonna move the camera to match me. It's also not getting all gooey gummy on me after all this time. The ink would get all like gummy and like rubbery and stiff in the brush and in the little beer bottle cap that I've got going. I'm just really impressed with this ink in that regard. Like I say, my only complaint is I wish it would go on a little less streaky. I just imagine that may be a little bit of an issue with the level, like when I'm adjusting levels and stuff, but it shouldn't be too big of a problem. We'll see. Okay, then. I want to do what I want to do. There's that. Gonna give him a little shadow under his face. What else? That's it. Put a little shadow there. I finish soon. Maybe I can hang out with my friends for a little bit before they go to bed. Cutting it close, but also if I didn't lounge about as late in the day as I've been doing, which I have, I wouldn't have problems like that. Now, for a long time, I was really good about getting up earlier, and I've really fallen off the wagon on getting up early and working when I don't have to be anywhere in the morning. I don't like that. That is my biggest hurdle, is trying to get up in the morning and out of bed and moving, working in the morning when I don't have to be somewhere in the morning to force me to do that. You know what I mean? So if I find ways to trick myself into doing that, I really try to like lean into it. I first of all, I hate sleep. I hate it so much. I mean, I love it. Like first of all, I never want to go to sleep. I want to be up all night. I get so restless at night. There's like a million things I want to do before I go to bed all the time. And then I go to bed, and I fall asleep, and then I wake up in the morning, and I go back to sleep. And I never, ever, ever, ever want to get out of bed. It takes like a bomb squad and the second coming of Christ and like revelations has to transpire before I decide, better see what's going on today. No, okay. Pardon me. So I put this little word bubble here, the little dialogue balloon there, just to make sure I had room to keep it in where I wanted to keep it. but that's not part of the art. Because I was really, I think this this panel was like a last minute idea. I really like crammed it in here. It's like pencil nose. I don't know where I got that from. I forget. Who used to do like pencil noses on? Well, I think a lot of places probably do on like rodents and animals. But one thing that comes to mind is Angry Beavers. Yeah, they did it a lot because they had a bear on there that had a pencil nose, and they, and Northern Daggett. Angry Beavers, I think, is kind of where this came from for me. His pencil nose. He's got this eye patch. This character was one of my characters that I made up for the cartoon that I did. I did a 16-minute Bonehead cartoon that I gotta put on here someday. He was kind of just very inspired by Rocco's Modern Life. Now there's those rat garbage men in like the first episode of Rocco. I think it's the first episode. I'm pretty sure it's the first episode. Do they wear sunglasses? Rocco's Modern Life, rats. No, they've got like a hat covering their eyes. I guess the only thing they have in common are they're just like a big old circle. But yeah. It's like I designed a lot of characters in the cartoon. I made him up just for the cartoon. He's Bonehead's landlord. But a lot of the characters in the cartoon that I made, including Gladys, the waitress in a scene coming up, I wrote her into this book at the last minute because she wasn't originally in the book. But like it was either like their voice or their appearance or both or something were inspired by. It was just me trying to make like a Rocco's Modern Life-esque cartoon. I was trying to basically make my cartoon version of Bonehead. I was trying to go for the Rocco's Modern Life vibe as much as possible. Not specifically Rocco's Modern Life, but that is kind of what I kind of tuned into. But like I was trying to make it very SpongeBob-y. Was it what I was actually originally going in with, kind of thinking? I mean, same crew, but I also had been reading not Bill Murray, Joe Murray's book, Animating Cartoons with Character, when I was making that. I was very inspired by Joe Murray around the time I was making that cartoon. It was very helpful. Okay, this is done. I'm going to go see my buddies before they go to bed. I'll hopefully be on here tomorrow, but I may not be, but I'm gonna try. Gotta wash my brush. Gotta see. Curses. Let me do this real quick. Okay. All right, I'm gonna call it here. Goodbye, everybody. I love you. Wash your bum bum. Don't take no guff. Don't give no guff. And as always, save your pennies, for a penny saved is a penny earned.